especially going into the Christmas and, December, January, a lot of sellers are like, oh, it's a bad time to sell. I'm like, well, you have less competition right now. So
Good afternoon. It's Allison McDougall.
I'm Shane Parent here with REMAX River City's Platinum team. Hey, today, so we're going to talk about November results. And so been a very interesting year, a lot of what do you want to call it, volatility, I guess, and uncertainty. We're coming into the slower seasonality, I guess, of our market and our cycle, and things are slowing down slightly, but we've had a very active and busy year. So I'm going to summarize a little bit of what's going on, I guess, with in the Edmonton area. And so in up till the end of November, the amount of properties that have come on for sale is up actually 7%. And so we've had actually 21,000 properties come on for sale this year, which is up 7% from this time last year. Mm-hmm. And the actual amount of sales, so units sold, is up 26%. So we're absorbing a lot more of that inventory this year compared to last year. So it is very, very active on there. It's inspiring to see a lot of the green arrows and less of the red arrows, so to speak, right? And so the amount of actual sales year to date, 11,000 properties have sold here in the Edmonton area, just in Edmonton specifically. One thing that I found was interesting is that the end of month inventory just in Edmonton is 4,742, which is the lowest end of month inventory, so amount of units for sale and available for buyers to choose from. It's the lowest we've had in in the last 5 years, as far as back as I looked. It very well could have been a lot further. I just looked back 5 years, and that's the lowest we've had in 5 years. So I thought that's very interesting. We're definitely in more of a seller's market overall. Obviously, there's little areas of opportunity, but overall, lack of inventory gives better opportunity for sellers to get what they're looking for. And so, especially going into the Christmas and December, January, a lot of sellers are like, oh, it's a bad time to sell. I'm like, well, you have less competition right now. So pretty, something to consider, right? So what are you seeing on the specifically the condo and single family?
Well, so in both single family and condos, our days on market is one of the lowest we've had in probably 5 years, definitely for single family. Okay. And for condos, it's probably the lowest it's been in almost 5 years. So there was a couple little blips earlier in the year, a couple years back, but that's saying something because condos have been really struggling, but days on market is quite low right now. And that's for both single family and condos.
Okay. So that's how long are things taking to sell then?
So for single family right now, we're looking at 46 days.
Okay.
Okay, on average, right? That's for what's being listed and actually is selling, or at 46. Okay. And for condos, you're looking at 59 days. So those are, just about 2 months for a condo when it's listed, what's actually selling. And that's down, last year was around 80 for condos. So
wow. Okay. Yeah, significant.
Significant, yeah. Looking up. Talking about average prices, we are looking at average price for single family is around $450. Okay. And that is higher than, it's about on par for what we were seeing in 2017, 2016, but it is much higher than the last 2 years. So that's kind of good to see. In terms of condos, looking at around 225, and that's kind of right in the middle of where it's been for the last 5 years. So we're higher than we were seeing in 2016, 2017, and just a little lighter than we were, a little lighter than we were in 2016 and 17, and higher than we were.
Okay, so typical with the seller's market, we are seeing trending prices going up. Yes?
Yes, prices are trending up for sure. Yeah.
Okay, but not dramatically though, I think, right?
On par, things are looking about how they typically look for this time of year and what we've been seeing.
Right.
And as with everything going on, vaccine potential, all the variations that are going to have on our economy and whatnot, we'll have to see what's happening. So it's,
okay.
I mean, this year has been unique. I think we didn't really expect it to be as robust as it was once when things were happening in March and April. So I think as agents and people in the market, we're quite enthused by what's been happening.
Yeah, well, and I think that, yeah, obviously early on there was some pent up demand, right? Where we had a couple of months where there was no activity at all. And then once people got more comfortable, amazing mortgage rates, right? Like so ridiculously low. So, you know, even if you're not planning to buy something, look at your refinancing options. If that's something that can be done, it's a great opportunity to do so. But we're finding that there are a lot of life events happening, which are triggering people's need to change their environment, right?
Yeah, like whether or not it's people have lost jobs and are now downsizing due to budget constraints, and or work is fine, but where they're working at home has changed, and people, you know, have kids that are working, doing school at home, so they need more space, so they're reevaluating that. Or we're seeing a lot more people working from home, and as such don't need to be in the proximity that they used to need to be for commuting. So there's a lot of reevaluation of what people need in a home, and as such, there's a lot of movement.
Right. We want to share some highlights then from November?
Oh, yes, let's do that.
Cool.
So for condos, there was one in Queen Mary Park that sold for $50,000. So you can get into a condo in Queen Mary, which is a nice, you know, decent little neighborhood outside of downtown. So 50 grand, you can be close to downtown. High end range for condos, $1,029,000. And that was in downtown as well. That was a penthouse unit, 2-story, 2,400 square foot, with some great views. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was in the Alta Vista South, right? That one?
It was, yeah. And for single family, there was a little single family unit that sold in Alberta Ave, which is just on 97th Street and about 114th. And that sold for 100 grand.
Boom.
100 grand, little single family place. And then the high roller was in Crestwood. The sale was one of the agents in our office, and it was 2.64 million. 3,800 square foot, beautiful bungalow in Crestwood there on Riverside Drive. Nice.
Well, and I saw that there were 16 properties that sold over $1 million in Edmonton.
Over $1 million.
Just last month. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So, hey, like we always say, the real estate stats and real estate is neighborhood specific. And if you want to have a conversation about your plans or to see if your current home is not meeting your family's needs, we'd love to have a conversation with you and see if we can help in any way. So feel free to, go ahead.
Well, and I was going to say, we're doing a lot of virtual meetups. So if you don't want to have us in your home, we are happy to do a virtual market evaluation, and just, you can show us around your house and we'll give you a good idea of what it might be worth and what your options are.
Great tips. Awesome. We'll have an amazing rest of December and happy holidays and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.